Okay, thank you everyone for joining. That's much appreciated and very, very excited to be on this webinar hosted by Trinexia and One Identity. So just before we begin, I'd just like you to know to feel free to put in any questions in the Q&A section or in the chat box during the webinar, as we'll answer them towards the end of the presentation. Hopefully time permitting. And just a quick introduction from our side, who we are. Trinexia is a pan-EMEA specialty value-added distributor, and we are a leader in providing the most trusted solutions within the cybersecurity portfolio, complemented with a heavy involvement in the forensic space also. We're a pure play provider of cybersecurity and digital forensics across the GCC and Africa to both the public and private sector enterprises. So today we're really excited to talk about our collaboration with one of our newest vendors, which is One Identity. And One Identity is a subsidiary of Quest Software and is a leader in unified identity security and helps organizations strengthen their overall cyber security posture with solutions that protect the people, the applications, the data, which is totally essential to their business. In addition to that, One Identity's unified identity security platform brings together the best-in-class access management, privileged access management, and Active Directory management, which you're going to see on this presentation today. And those capabilities give organizations the enablement to shift from a fragmented approach into an integrated one into identity security. One Identity is trusted and proven globally, with experience managing more than 500 million identities for more than 11,000 organizations worldwide. On behalf of One Identity, we've got our channel experts, Jon Gillies, who is the channel sales VP and director at One Identity, and also Yulia Manzyuk, who's the channel director at Quest EMEA and Emerging Markets, and alongside Saeed Ahmad, their BU manager, also with One Identity based in Dubai. They're going to provide an in-depth overview of One Identity and its channel landscape. So this is a very channel-centric driven presentation, so please engage during the presentation. It'll be much appreciated. Furthermore, they'll look at specifically key factors and delve into topics such as the current channel landscape, the rebate program, and the advantages of collaborating with One Identity, highlighting how partners can earn and benefit from this partnership in today's digitally driven business environment. So with that, I would like to hand it over now to the One Identity team. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lawrence. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on One Identity and channel program. My name is Julia, or as Lawrence already mentioned, Yulia. Please do not be afraid, officially I'm Yulia, but yeah, verbally I'm Julia. I don't have like a split of personality. I'm channel director of Quest and One Identity for TEEAM Region. This is part of Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Turkey. We are very happy to have all of you here today, and we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Trinexia team, for arranging this webinar and for inviting us. And as Lawrence already mentioned, please don't hesitate to put your questions in the chat, and we will answer all of them after each individual speaker. The webinar will take 1 hour, and it's been recorded, and we will share with you the recording after the session. Also, if you experience any technical issues, please don't hesitate to let us know in the chat, and we'll be happy to assist you. So now let's dive into today's topic. As you know, we are a new vendor with Trinexia, and Trinexia is a new distributor with us. And I can say that we are really happy and very excited to have this opportunity to communicate, to talk with our partners today together and present One Identity. And as addition to what already Lawrence mentioned, I'd like to add that it's important to say that our success depends on our partners' involvement. And today, I hope that we will be able not just inform you, but motivate you to get involved in our vision. So to kick off, I would like to welcome our first speaker, Jon Gillies, our Channel Sales VP and Director at One Identity of EMEA, who is going to talk about One Identity Channel Strategic Vision and all the benefits of our Partner Circle program. And if you have any questions, please add them in the chat, and after that, we'll address them. So, Jon, handing over to you.
Thank you, Yulia, and thank you, Lawrence, for the kind introduction, setting the scene for today, and thank you all for joining us. I've been at One Identity now for almost 7 years, and throughout that time, I presented a version of this slide. The graphics change, the words change a little, but the sentiment doesn't. And we know that there are a lot of security vendors out there, a lot of competition in our markets. We bring and welcome that competition. Saeed will talk a little bit more about our solutions, which is part of the decisions that you make in terms of which solutions are best for your customers. But it's all about partnering as well and how we engage together. And I'm very proud to lead the channel team across EMEA. In terms of walking you through this slide, I think the first thing to highlight is that we have been and we continue to strive to be a high-performing channel organization. And when I say we, I mean everybody within One Identity in the channel team, the rest of One Identity, and of course our partners, because it's our partnership together that drives the business forward. We make no bones about the fact that we are driven by licensed sales, and we are looking for our partners to help us find those opportunities in the sourced revenue growth. And we'll come to our deal registration program a little bit later in this presentation. But of course, I spend a lot of time trying to work through and make sure that we can optimize the channel value, the channel value to you in helping you be successful, and of course, working with you so that we can be more successful as well. On the other side of the screen is a little bit more operational in terms of the things that we look for and make sure that our channel community is as healthy and prosperous as possible. We always look, and the channel managers around EMEA will always tell you, I ask one question when I see them: have we got a balanced ecosystem currently? What do we need to do to improve that? We are always looking to expand our markets. We're not looking to be over-distributed and have hundreds of thousands of partners. We want to be relevant with our partners. But we are expanding into new markets. We've been predominantly focused on the higher end of the market, but we've got some new products in One Login and indeed PAM Essentials, which was launched earlier this year, which take us into the mid-market. And that requires us to look at partners that serve those markets as well. So I'm afraid I know a few of you on this call. Some are new, but we'd love to hear more about the markets that you serve and talk about the most relevant products within our wide portfolio for you. Within that, we spend a lot of time focused on optimizing the skills, not just of our own team, but of our channel partners. We've recently highlighted the need for greater enablement, and we've recruited a sales specialist specifically for that person to drive channel enablement, to make sure that we provide you with the best tools and solutions as we possibly can. And of course, we like to listen to our partners as well. In fact, I've just had the pleasure of hosting this year's Partner Advisory Board meeting, where we had a collection of our trusted partners all together, telling us how we're doing in terms of where we're going with regards to our markets, our products, and of course, how we partner together. It's not restricted just to the Partner Advisory Board. We like to listen to everybody so that we can make sure that we're on the right track. And indeed, after this presentation, I'm off to Germany to speak at our German partner event, where we've got over 100 partners. all keen to get updated with what we're doing in the market. So that's our strategy. If I can get to the next slide. This slide I always like to present. How do we make money? We're here to make money. You're here to make money. And we have all of these elements to try and drive money for you. Of course, we try to make sure that the margin that you have on any transaction that you are working with us on has a healthy margin. We reward new business and competency. So please do make sure that you look at how to get competent and look for new logos is always important to us. From a services perspective, which is for our products, vitally important. All of our products require a services element. We're interested in our partners doing that. To be fair, I've been on calls with my CEO, Mark Logan, and he said, no, I don't mind if I don't do another PSO dollar in my life. We want our partners to do that. And that's a huge commitment from us to you to make sure that you can make the optimal amount of money from delivering services for your partner, for your customers. We have rebates. I'm going to talk about that in a little while in terms of our Partner Circle program. But we do need you to sign up for the program, and that's via the partner portal. I'll come on to that in a bit as well. But we have the typical vendor program, which is silver, gold, and platinum in the tiers, and the rebates go up depending on what status you are. However, also, I'll come on to it a little bit later. We are revamping our program, and we're really looking for feedback on that as well. And at some point after my presentation, I'll put in a little link, which is a link to a survey about what our partners think about our current program and what you're looking for in what we're calling Partner Circle 3.0. In terms of the bottom side of this slide, we do have the ability to provide referrals if for whatever reason you don't wish to transact, or we've got a relationship with a customer, which means that they're transacting through a different partner, but you found the opportunity, we can do a referral on that. And of course, sometimes we have the odd incentive, often done in hand with our distribution partners, whereby we promote a periodical spiff or some kind of incentive. And then finally, as much as we move more to subscription-based models with some of our products, we have term licensing as well. But for perpetual licenses, the renewals always follow the original procurement thing as the default route to market. So that provides our partners with protection, knowing that when it comes down to that renewal time, we'll be contacting you first of all to say, right, okay, time for renewal. Let's see what we can do. So the Partner Circle highlights, as I mentioned, silver, gold, and platinum there. I've gone through the financial rewards, but there is a lot more to it as well. And I encourage you all to speak to Yulia and team with regards to getting familiar with our Partner Circle. The first thing you should always do is sign up to our partner portal. That's where we have our repository of information. That's where you sign up for the rebate programs. That is where you do your deal registration to say, hey, I found a new deal. So it's got a lot of tools in there and a lot of content. And we share the same content that we share with our internal sales reps and teams, because we've got a hard link to every time we update something on our internal intranet, those documents then get published on the partner portal. So the latest and greatest is always available to you. So I always encourage everybody to go onto the partner portal, get familiar with it. If you need some guidance and navigation, we're happy to do that, but always to go back because new things happen and get loaded all the time on there. It's also where you can get your trainings. The trainings are for our accreditations for sales and pre-sales. You can sign up for the on-demand courses, but you can also sign up for our boot camps for pre-sales, which is a fantastic virtual environment whereby for a couple of days we will really take you through the products from a pre-sales perspective. Those are the accreditations. They are required to move up the tiers from silver, gold, and platinum. When it comes to services training and implementation training, again, you can access these via the portal. They are instructor-led courses done virtually, usually for a longer period of time, as you would expect, because the courses are more in depth. And once you go through those, you become certified. And we have a plus program whereby your organization can achieve plus status Actually, we've introduced some new tiering into that as well to recognize the commitment and the volume of skills that we have from certain partners. That allows you then to be able to deliver the services and implement the solutions on our behalf. So a lot of training on there, a lot of access to information, and we have various tools that provide complementary information, such as our Connect portal, which is a community of technically minded people whereby you can ask questions and get the detailed answers. We obviously have our support organization and the knowledge base where there's a whole load of information there as well. But of course, we do have marketing. We do have the ability to fund activities as well. And there are certain marketing collateral pieces on the portal as well. You're getting a theme from here, visit the portal, in terms of all of those things. And of course, we have a lot of events. I know we host a lot of regional events. And on my last slide of today, I'll talk you through our flagship events that we host twice a year called Unite. So I mentioned that we would like you to help us define where our partner program goes. This is an initiative that is being kicked off now to hope that we get it completed by the end of our financial year, which is the January 31st, so launching it for our new fiscal year in February. That's the timescales, although there's a lot to do. We want to enhance the portal experience. We want to enhance the actual structure of the program, but we can't do that without listening to the partners' views. So that partner circle is joint with Quest. We are looking to make it a little bit more focused on one identity as well, which perhaps gives us a little bit more leeway in terms of some of the tools and things that we provide, such as the Plus program, which has, I mentioned, has got the service tiers. We now have digital badging as well. Obviously, many people want to go through the certifications. Once you've got your exam and passed it, let's make a fuss about it. Let's say, hey, I've got my my accreditation. Helps your company promote yourself, saying that you are a trusted partner for one identity, and you can get your badge once you've passed your exams. So I'll send you the link in terms of the partner survey review, and then we will be going through all of that feedback and making sure that we develop something that is fit for all. So my call to action for you is simple on this one. Please visit the partner portal. It's a very simple sign up. If you haven't got a registration already, just pull in your details. It will come through, and then just log in with the details you've got. Encourage all of your colleagues as well to do that. Sign up for the rebates. Register your deals. If there's anything that you do in the portal, it's those two things. But I encourage you to look at all of the content on there as well and go through the Learning Center. And then finally, Unite. We have one coming up very soon. These are global events, one hosted in North America, one hosted in Europe. The last one we had was in Madrid, but the one coming up in September is San Diego. I'm pleased to say that I will be hosting 20, 30 or so partners already signed up for that from EMEA. So I do encourage you to take a look at that on our website. The registration is open. If I can be so bold to say that I am very excited about that event, the gala dinner is on the deck of the aircraft carrier. I think it's the Medway that they have in San Diego. So if anybody's interested in that kind of thing and can convince your bosses to sign off getting you to San Diego, I would love to see you there. A little bit closer. I appreciate it's still a long flight from the Middle East, but Prague is just around the corner as well. That's the one which will have the majority of the European partners and EMEA partners attending. That's one I have to do all the work and host on the partner track and stuff. But two really good events there. We have tracks from a business perspective. We have keynote speakers. We have a lot of deep dive activity for those technically minded and wanting to know more about our products. So fantastic events. They're something like, well, the one in Europe in Madrid last year was over 600 people. So fantastic events to network, see our customers in action, speaking about our solutions. And of course, there's the opportunity for our partners to join us and indeed sponsor us as well. And there's a whole host of packages around that as well. So I hope this little introduction to One Identity's partner program and channel strategy has been of interest to you. I think I'm passing back to you, Yulia, before we go to Saeed.
Thank you so much, John. It was very informative. Yeah, excited. Thank you. And if you noticed, we had a pool of questions in our chat, but this is the questions to participants, to our partners, and that's interesting to see the results of this voting. And for example, for the question, how familiar are you with One Identity channel program? We have 3 answers with very familiar. Yeah, and one of them was mine, and I think that the second yours and the third from Lawrence. Yeah, but that's really good. That's 40% of our audience not familiar at all. It means for me that we have a good potential. Yeah, I'm happy to see this, and also happy to see that most of our respondents here see that the most interesting aspect of the partner program is are steps to maximize partnership benefits. Amazing. That's like a 70% of voices for this answer. Dear partners, if it's necessary, you can send me a mail after this session, and we can arrange individual partnership session for you to talk particularly about the steps to maximize partnership benefits for your company. I'll be happy to do this. And thanks again, John, for your presentation. As far as I understand, we don't have any questions for you from our partners. So that's why I'd like to hand over to Saeed Ahmad. He's our business unit manager at One Identity, TEEAM Region. And he's going to provide us with an overview of the One Identity products and information how partners can earn and benefit from this partnership more. Over to you, Saeed.
Thank you, Yulia. I hope everyone can hear me well. Thank you, John, as well, for sharing the exciting upcoming event for Unite, as well as the information about our Partner Circle program. I'm basically Saeed Ahmad, and what I like to do is give you an overview from a technology perspective in terms of what is it that we do and the kind of solutions that we offer, and the challenges that we address for our customers, and sort of give you an overview of our solution and unified identity platform that we have within with One Identity. So really, I'm going to start with this. It's becoming a bit of a cliche, but this is the reality. Identity today is the new security perimeter, and security professionals are increasingly recognizing that protecting identity is key to protecting the organization as a whole. What is happening is, with the rapid pace of digital transformation, move to the cloud, organizations are becoming hyper dispersed. So, people, application, data are the lifeblood of any organization, but all of them today are becoming hyper dispersed. And what we're left with is basically identities today are becoming the attack surface for the bad actors to come in. So the bad actors, as we know, they're attacking identity at a scale. Some statistics here from the industry. I'm sure you may have seen some of these, may have come across some of these, but just to sort of reinforce about the relevance of this challenge. Basically, we continue to see an increasing amount of credential-based attacks, where password breaches and so on and so forth. There are about 50% where organizations where the users have more privileges than they actually need. 82% of breaches involve human element. So there's a whole lot of elements around identity security and identity being attacked at a scale as we see within the enterprises making front page news on daily basis. So the key question is, why does this keep happening, and what can we do about it? So basically, to implement a comprehensive identity access management solution, you're going to have to look at 4 different areas or main pillars of IAM. So there's identity governance, administration, there's access management, privilege access management, Active Directory management, and security. The challenge within the identity space is that all of this operates in a very fragmented manner, in a very siloed manner. So there's silos of people, application, data, and silos of these different tools that organizations bring in to solve different challenges, and none of these tools are actually talking to each other in a comprehensive manner, and you end up having multiple tools deployed, all operating in a fragmented manner, and you don't actually get that consistent view of identity within each of these tools. And basically the fragmented approach creates more risk and lack of visibility for our customers. And that is what the bad actors are looking to exploit, and that is what we keep on seeing in all the breaches on daily basis. So what is the way forward? One Identity believes that the way forward is to move to a unified platform, take a unified approach, basically, in order to cover these gaps. So basically, executives need to shift from a fragmented to a unified approach to identity security. And with that view in mind, basically, this is an overarching figure of everything that we do within One Identity. We call this as the Unified Identity Platform, which in principle is about taking a unified approach and bringing these different capabilities in a modular and integrated manner, so that you can achieve an optimized level of IAM. So on a high level, what this platform looks like is, at the heart of it is an identity correlation system. We call it ICS, which can apply to both humans as well as non-human identities. And the whole idea of the correlation system is to provide a clear, consistent view of who that identity is and what access relationships that they have in the organization. And that becomes the foundation then for the workflow orchestrations to come in that underpins the core IAM processes around governance, access management, privilege access management, Active Directory management, and security. So I'll delve a little bit more about some of these capabilities in a little bit more detail, but just talking about the platform in terms of our vision of how the unified identity state should look like. So basically, then you have also for the connectors and in the integration layer for us to be able to integrate with the customer's ecosystem, basically the applications, the services that they have on-prem or in the cloud, and with the power of identity intelligence and analytics, helping organizations make faster, easier, better decisions about access risk within their environment. And last but not the least, there on the top, we see consumption models. Again, what that means is enterprises today, again, as part of that, their digital strategy, may ask for different types of consumption model. They may prefer a pure play SaaS-based solution. There may be a few which may be in the journey between on-prem and cloud, may still prefer some sort of hybrid solution. Yet there are a few which are also still on-prem, so may prefer for an on-prem solution. So basically, we've got support for all of that and be able to meet the customer's preferences as required. So this is what our unified identity platform looks like, an overarching figure, and talks about our approach to identity security. This is not a product slide. It's actually a capability slide in terms of everything that One Identity brings to the table from a solution point of view, and basically what differentiates us in the marketplace is, the breadth and depth of solutions that we provide is not provided by any other solution in the market. So a little bit about the company itself. We are battle tested. One Identity has been in this space for a very long time. 20 plus years focused in the identity security space, as my colleague Lawrence called out, John called out, 11,000 plus enterprise customers, managing over 5 500 million plus identities, some statistics basically to show the pedigree that we have in this space, and basically customers across all different verticals of life. And again, talking about industry validations and how the analysts basically view on identity, we're established market leader in each of the IAM spaces that we operate in. So whether we talk about governance, access management, privilege access management, One Identity has a strong validations from multiple leading industry analysts. So we're extremely well positioned and in a very good space within cybersecurity domain. What I wanted to talk about next was just very quickly give you a bit of an overview about some of these solutions that we talked about, Active Directory management and security, and I've basically picked up 3 of them because these 3 are the ones that are basically easy to sell, shorter sales cycles, have very buoyant demand, and enables our partners to quickly gain revenue and differentiate themselves in the marketplace. So basically, as we talked about this unified identity security here, one of the core pillars here is the Active Directory management and security. And what we mean by this is basically this is a component, a product. The product is called Active Roles, and there's also the self-service password manager as part of it. Basically helps you to solve a set of challenges for the hybrid AD environment. And generally these directory systems are sitting at the heart of the IT infrastructure. So, it's important to manage security and protect users within these directory systems. But there are some challenges the organizations are faced when it comes to solving that. For example, if we sort of look at Active Directory, Entra ID, Office 365, these are three different consoles, 3 different places where user identity data needs to be managed. And that is basically highly fragmented. Customers basically want a single console, a single place where they can manage the user identities across all the platform, across the Active Directory, Entra ID, M365 platforms. So that is a core problem that this product solves. There's also the automation side of it, basically automating the whole process of account management, account lifecycle management, group membership management, which is also then also moving towards the security side of it, helping implement a least privilege model for your hybrid AD environment. So in principle, this product delivers 2 key capabilities. One is automation of the user management for the hybrid AD environment, and from a security point of view, this is why we call it PAM for AD, helping to implement a least privilege model for your hybrid AD environment. And extending on to the privilege conversation, because as we know, 80% of compromises include some sort of compromised privilege, and the importance of securing the privilege is well known, and it's become a basic security hygiene. So extending on to that, basically we have a comprehensive privilege access management solution as well. And those are the products, as we can see. Again, Safeguard On Demand is our SaaS offering, and Safeguard for Privilege Analytics, password sessions, that is our core PAM. So that's a single solution that delivers all those 3 capabilities. Safeguard Remote Access is our VPN-less third-party contractors, vendors, allowing them to have secure access to privileged accounts. And Cloud PAM Essentials, again, is our lightweight SMB, small and medium market, cloud native PAM offering. And sort of look at some of the core challenges that are being addressed by a PAM solution. So that includes customers moving towards zero trust. So PAM is a zero trust solution. What you're doing is basically taking away the credentials, putting them in a vault, and you are trusting them with a session and being able to monitor everything that the person is doing from an auditing point of view, helping to to not only get a complete visibility of what somebody is doing once they've got access, but also helping with compliance reporting and so on and so forth. Providing that credential-based security with our password vaulting solution, and agentless session auditing, providing complete visibility of what access the user has or what the user is doing once they're given the access. And again, extending on to that access management, as we talked about, securing the privileged users, the users who have back-end access to critical systems. There is also a need to secure the front door or the users that have front-end access to business critical applications and systems. However, the use cases are obviously different for the business users as well as for the admin users. So when we talk about access management, we're talking about all the controls that you enforce in real time as the user basically accesses systems and applications. So there, as you can see from a product point of view, single sign-on, providing that improved user experience and reducing that burden of having to remember and manage credentials for the business users, and providing a streamlined access, multi-factor authentication, risk-based authentication, all of that. So we provide an AI-driven risk-based adaptive authentication. So for example, if a user is basically accessing an application during standard working hours, and then 5 seconds later somebody is trying to access that from China, then obviously that velocity is impossible, and that is something that can be easily detected using the tool, and being able to surface that kind of risky access for the organization to take remedial actions, providing that secure, compliant access to business applications from any device, anywhere. So that is where the access management comes in. And in terms of problem solved, we're looking at addressing challenges both for the workforce side of the identity, which is internal employees and the people of the organization, but also extending the same platform to consumer side of things as well, the consumer identity access management. So what is great about our solution, which is called One Login, is that it can address, is the same platform basically addressing both the workforce identity as well as the consumer identity side of use cases from a single solution. So customers there, again, looking to address those challenges around credentials, hardening the credentials through a strong authentication process, extending authentication to infrastructure, to VPN access, to applications, to wireless devices, being able to layer that strong authentication, and being able to adopt a strategy in terms of what kind of strong authentication is assigned to the level of asset that we're looking to protect. So there are different types of authentication methods that are supported, whether we're looking at an app, a mobile app, whether we're looking at SMS, magic emails, different types of tokens, or maybe there is a need to integrate with the existing MFA solution that the customer has, such as Google, such as Microsoft, and other third-party solutions they may have. So we can support all of that, and help the customer basically, again, to reduce the gaps in their identity security posture. So that's where the access management comes in, and obviously there is the governance side of things as well, which is a layer in ensuring that we can help organizations get to a lower risk state of governance. So with that, just looking at what are our differentiators, and why do organizations choose One Identity? So forward-looking organizations choose One Identity, because we, as you can see, we can help organizations to take a holistic approach and address identity security challenges in a comprehensive manner that includes unify and protect, verify, and adapt and scale. What I mean by unify and protect is providing that unification of and correlated view and visibility of the identities, and being able to implement those protective controls as the user is basically accessing the data that we're looking to protect. Verify before, again, aligning to the zero trust principles, verifying before granting access, and adapting and scaling as the enterprise architecture and the enterprise landscape changes, as organization basically move from on-prem to cloud and multi-cloud environment. You want to be able to ensure that the identity capabilities that you have also sort of support and align to that strategy, and also address ever-evolving threats as well from a security point of view. So that's on a very high level. The core capabilities, giving you a snapshot in terms of what we do from an identity security perspective, and we would love to, if you're interested in any of these solution areas, be able to set up follow-up discussions for a more detailed deep dive discussions to give you more in-depth insight through the presentation and demo on the solution. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Saeed. Thank you. And I see that we have several questions from our audience. Let's start with this one that's in the question and answer section from Mohammed. Is one identity an IAM or PAM solution? Saeed, would you like to answer this question?
Yeah, sure. So one identity, as we said, is an IAM solution, identity access management. Again, we manage the identity, the complete life cycle of the identity, and the associated access linked to that identity. So whether that access is for business applications, whether that access is for a privileged user. So we do all of that. We address that in a holistic manner. So PAM is part of as I just outlined, PAM is part of that broader identity access management capabilities, which is addressed towards the privileged users, people who already have access to privileged accounts. So we help to secure those privileged accounts and privileged access as well.
Thank you so much. One more question, Saeed, I think that's also to you. Could you please explain license scheme? Is it user-based, server-based, authorized user, core, and etc.?
Yeah, well, so it's from a licensing point of view, it's a modular, as I said, the platform is a modular and integrated architecture. So basically, customers can choose to start from anywhere. So let's say they can start with our PAM solution and basically evolve as their maturity, as their requirements evolve over a period of time. So it's a modular and integrated architecture. Most of the pricing is based on per managed person, which is basically the identity that we are looking at, modeling it based on the identity. The PAM solutions, which is our safeguard solution, again is modeled based on number of users, admin users that are going to be accessing the safeguard solution. So it's based on the identity. We have alternative models as well, but our preferred model would be to license based on the number of users.
Thank you so much. And a couple of more technical questions and one more for Jon, I can see here. Yeah, Saeed, one more for you. Do we get PAM IAM under single license, or they need to be purchased separately?
It's completely, well, it's as I said, it's a modular and integrated architecture. So these are two licenses, but I mean, that is the great opportunity for our customer and for our partners to build differentiated offering, because now you can offer a single vendor solution, move away from the fragmented approach and the fragmented state of identity security to a unified state, and basically offer a single vendor solution, make it look like a single license if you wish, but from a product perspective these are two different licenses.
Okay, thank you, Saeed. And one more question again from Mohammed. Thank you so much, Mohammed. You're very active today. I'm not sure that we should answer this since we are the best. It's obvious, but let Saeed decide. Mohammed asking, I would like to see the comparison as well at the end with other IM PAM vendors like CyberEck and Archon and so on.
Yeah, so it's an interesting question, and if you see one identity, and if you look at what the analysts are saying, what is happening globally in the identity space, is there is a push and drive for taking a unified approach to identity security, and different analysts basically give different terms for this. There's identity fabric, there is different terms that are coined for this, but what it means is where the industry is moving to is towards being able to offer a converged, unified approach to identity security, and that is key when you look from a holistic cybersecurity perspective. And one identity has been ahead of the curve. If that is the trend today, then one identity has been ahead of the curve compared to any other solution provider in the market, whether it's CyberArk, Delinea, Archon, and so on and so forth, because only we have the tool sets to be able to deliver on the unified identity vision, right? So CyberArk, for example, is predominantly been a PAM player, privileged access management player, but they've not been the vendor of choice when it came to identity security or access security, right? So they're recently beginning to incorporate those capabilities, and so they're trying to sort of, from our perspective, I would say, sort of catch up with the unified identity vision, which one identity is already ahead of in terms of being able to do that from several years. John, you wanted to add something to that?
Sorry, John, I couldn't resist adding in on that one. And you touched on the point that I was going to make there in terms of, we have some strong competition. CyberArk, market leader in the PAM space, but we have a PAM solution. They do not have an IGA solution. They don't have an access management solution. They certainly don't have anything to manage your AD directory. SailPoint, on the other hand, they're very good at IGA. They've recently bought a small PAM vendor, a UK vendor. I'd not heard of them until that acquisition. CyberArk and SailPoint used to buddy up and say that they could do both things together. But of course, they're two companies, and with this acquisition of a PAM vendor, how strong is that alliance anymore? We've had experience of all of the markets for over 10 years, some over 20, and actually we're reaching 30 in some. So we're very proud of our portfolio of stuff. The journey to a unified identity platform is a journey. We have lots of touch points and integrations. You'll see if you go to our portal, what we're terming high value solutions, which helps a customer get on that path to making the most of integrated solutions. So, for example, we have behavioral-driven governance, which is our governance solution, and our access management solution come together to provide unique value adds. But what we've learned, and to answer your question specifically, we do have competitive analysis. And if you go onto the portal, look at the sales playbooks for PAM, you will find some, typical graphs about what we play strong and where they don't. I'm not a great favourite of those. And something that came out of our partner advisory board and some recent internal training that we did was actually to take a look at this from a different perspective and look at sustainable competitive differentiation. And what we mean by that is to say, okay, all right, everybody's got good products, but we've got these things that make us different from the rest. Let's understand what the customer is looking for and see whether they match up to actually where we go for. And we're going to be taking those and making modules within the sales accreditation specifically on that. So helping you differentiate without, doing the typical knocking the competition and all that kind of stuff. They've all got great products. We've got great products. Let's talk about what's best for the customer. So we're going to be doing that online in terms of the sales accreditations. We will also be making sure that that's a feature of the Unite in Prague on our partner track day, whereby we'll be getting our field strategists, who are very clever folks, coming up on stage and talking about how best to differentiate in a positive way.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jon. Thank you, Saeed. Jon, one more question. Could you please tell us about the origin of the company, One Identity?
The origins of the company. Well, again, depends which where you start. We go back a long way. If we're talking about IGA, the origins of the company is a German organization called Volker Informatik. And they were a very clever gentleman that actually used to work for SAP, set up on their own to try and do all of that. Over the years, and we have got slides. Saeed, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know we've got that timeline slide to show all of the organizations that have joined us. But over the years, that's where it started with the IGA perspective. We did have our own PAM things. We bought a couple of companies. Prior to my existence here 7 years ago, we were part of Quest, and bear with me because we still are, but we were part of Quest. Then Dell bought Quest. Dell bought a few other bits and bobs. EDZ was the origins of our PAM solution. We then were sold by Dell, and we then became Quest again. One Identity was part of that. When I joined 7 years ago, we had an OEM relationship with the best PAM sessions provider on the market, a company called Balabit. We bought them. And so the session management is part of our technology now, and that's fully integrated into the Safeguard solution set. More recently, the access management solutions came from the OneLogin acquisition, which was, I'm going to say 2 years ago. It might be 3 if you're putting me on the spot. So we've merged. We've been part of Dell. We've been out of Dell. We've been part of Quest. We are pretty much a standalone unit now within One Identity, and that's an ongoing evolution of our organization. But we're not done yet. I'm not party to where we're going at the ELT level, our board managers, but they're always looking for what do we need to do now? What do we need to do to round out our portfolio? And so, we always look forward to what's going to be happening next.
Thank you. Interesting. Really interesting. Thank you so much. So we don't have more questions. Yeah, we have some of our participants who would like to be part of the follow-up session for technical insights and for the partner program session. That's good. Yeah, please email Saeed and myself, and we will be happy to provide you with sessions. So that brings us to the end of the webinar, and I want to say a big thank you to our speakers, Jon and Saeed, for your valuable insights, and to all of our participants joining us today and participating in the discussion. As a reminder, the recording of this webinar will be available shortly, and we will share it via email. And as well, I will share with you the accreditation and certification guide, along with the brochure helping you with the deal registration process, since that's really important. Dear partners, please register your deals, and you will benefit from these extra discounts, extra rebate. Thank you once again for being here today. Hope you found the session informative and engaging, and please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or comments. Once again, thank you so much to Anexia team for arranging this webinar and for inviting us.